Time for the Hot Topic Buzz. Another gaffe from the president. Biden looking for the deceased representative, Jackie Walorski, at an event yesterday. The White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, tried to clean it up. Watch.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
She was on his mind. She was of top of mind for the president. He very much looks forward to discussing her remarkable legacy of public service with them when he sees her family this coming Friday.
Yeah, it's getting hard to take at this point, Dagen.
Why can't
what can you say?
Why can't they just be
honest? How about some honesty?
Just say
he made a mistake.
He just forgot that she had passed away, and he didn't mean any disrespect. Yeah. Just say that.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
But again, there is
she went right to her talking point.
They blithely lie.
Yeah.
At every turn, rather than just once, just tell us the truth.
So much, Charles.
Yeah, at some point, it's no longer gaffes. It is clearly evidence of something that is seriously wrong. And you're right, Dagen. I mean, the idea that you're sitting there and refusing to acknowledge what everybody saw, it was abundantly clear, and go right to the talking points and try to spin the situation. At some point you start to lose credibility with people, or I would say they've long ago lost credibility. But but you know, these are serious times, and having this kind of insanity going on in the White House is not instilling confidence in people.
I think Karine Jean-Pierre is having a hard time because she just goes to talking points on everything. I mean, the worst was yesterday when Peter Ducey, or 2 days ago, said, "Does the president think that America's cities are safe?" And she goes, "It's not a yes or no answer." Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's a yes or no answer.
Yes,
that's what it is.
She has a very tough job, but it's not her fault.
But it's not that tough. Like Dagen said, how about just honesty? Yeah. She should have said, you know, the president is very concerned about this spike in crime.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a simple thing to say, but of course that's also admitting to the fact that perhaps the Democrats have something to do with the jump in crime. But maybe you're right. If she had been honest about that, that sort of like makes it weakens the argument that the party in power bears responsibility for this jump in crime.
Yeah, and yet you got Biden attacking Republicans at every turn.
Yeah, no, and she's clearly in over her head.
Yeah,
she's not qualified for this job, and it's actually sort of a kind of a reminder of her boss, who also does not appear to be prepared for this job at this point.
Or his number two, same thing.
Yeah, exactly, and and like I said, these are very serious times. We need serious people in charge making serious decisions and being honest about things, and we're not getting that, and it's painful to watch. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't matter. And President Trump said this, I think last week in an interview. It's painful to watch.
Yeah.
He wants these people to succeed. They're not succeeding.
Yeah.
And you watch something like that episode with Biden, and you just cringe.
You know what's more painful? Driving around where we're from and seeing the pain intentionally inflicted on working Americans. Yeah. Whether it's inflation, people struggling to put food on the table, just complete financial uncertainty, and they have just done it recklessly because they don't care, because it's been a power grab from day one. And I had a conversation privately. What a great job Jen Psaki did. For President Biden, that she was like a, she was a lady of steel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's true, and you know, when in a political environment like this, when people don't think that the administration has any concept, whether it's crime or inflation, of what they're going through, there's hell to pay.
Yeah, and nobody really wants to point this out. I mean, you don't really want to have to admit that your commander-in-chief is obviously failing, but you got to understand that what we see, our adversaries see the same thing. Yeah. China watched him lost and confused on the UN Global Assembly stage as well.